This is the Sixth Man Show, an Orlando Magic podcast, with your hosts, Kevin Tucker and Jonathan Osborne, covering all things Magic basketball. By fans, for fans. Go Magic! What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? You guys are back with the Sixth Man Show. Today is June 3rd, 2025. Jonathan Osborne here, as always, joined by my co-host, Kevin Tucker. And this is a day that we have been waiting for. Magic fans across the world have been waiting for and begging for a very long time. It is the official Orlando Magic rebrand, and they delivered. Kevin, how we feeling?
Big time. Hey, I'm feeling great. This is like really special. It's a moment that obviously we'll talk about how we feel about everything, but like when you think about the history of this team, there's only been a small handful of these days. You know, the original look, the Stars look, late 90s, the look everybody hated, mid 2000s, then the Dwight era. Like 4 times we've had this. This is the 5th time in the history of our team. And so when you look back on those, you're like, man, this is going to be the way we look for a long time. And so to be able to be around for the day that it happened, the moment that it happened, it's really special, and I can't wait to talk all about it.
It really is, man. You know, like the rumors have been circulating the last, couple of months. And look, when things like this come up, we do have relationships with people that work for the team, and we don't hide from that. Like, we're fans of the team, but like we're fans of the people who work for the team. And one of the biggest privileges of doing this the last several years has been being able to meet, and get to know the people that work for the team. And when you know something like this is out there, like we don't want to draw too much attention to it because we knew that eventually there was going to be a day like this, and we wanted the team to be able to roll it out the way that they envisioned. Yeah. And when you look at the execution of the way that went today, I think it was absolutely perfect. It was everything that Magic fans could ask for. Like this, today we should be celebrating, right? Yeah. Like this is such a big win for the organization, for the fan base, a new look, fully kind of turn the chapter into this next era. We're going into this win now mode. And yeah, man, I just could not be more excited, more thrilled to be wearing this, to look at it. It's out there now. And it's perfect. I'm so happy.
A couple things. So as you can see, if you're watching this, we were able to grab some of the merch. You too can grab some of the merch, by the way. They're opening it up to the public from 3 to 8 p.m. today. They do ask that you RSVP on the Magic app if you're heading that way, which we're going to head that way.
Yes.
At around 3 o'clock, be there for maybe the first hour or so and hang out with any of you that can be there. But yeah, they're opening up the team shop and all the things that are available. Jerseys are not available in person, but they are available for pre-order on the app as well. But yeah, it looks great, looks amazing. While we're talking about the looks really fast, I do want to take a moment and show off one of our partners, Rockham. They have done something pretty wild. I don't even know if I have. Let's see if I have this. Does this even work? It does work. Look at that. That's great. Okay, look at what Rockham has put together, guys. This stuff is insane. Look at how it. Obviously, you've seen the logo or seen the jerseys, and we'll show the jerseys in a second. But I mean, this lineup matching the new rebrand is just crazy. So we do want to remind you, though, selfless plug to our friends over at Rockham. You can shop there and use the code MAGIC20, which gets you 20% off your order at rockham.com. And I mean, these things are going to go so hard with all the merch, but especially the jerseys. It's going to be really, really sick.
As good as the classic socks were that they did a couple years ago, I genuinely think these are even better than those.
Yeah, the little trio here that matches each jersey is great, and this one down here, the black one, with the logo all over, which, by the way, there's a new logo we've never had before, and we'll talk about it. But if you look at that sock, you can see something different that we've never seen before, and I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, shout out to Rockham. Again, code MAGIC20 will get you 20% off your order there when you shop for those new socks.
Part of what I'm excited for today is we all know that people weren't thrilled with the old logo, right? I really I can't think back to the unveiling of that new logo. But I just know the feeling that I've kind of always generally had is that it just kind of felt sterile. Like the Ball and Stars logo didn't bother me all that much, but when you added the word mark, it always felt kind of bulky and clunky, and it wasn't really something that I would really like to wear a lot.
Right.
Just that low. If it was the Ball and Stars, it was one thing, but there's just only so much it felt like you could do with that. And the old kind of, it was almost like a teal kind of turquoise, the primary blue color that we didn't really see on the jerseys the last few years, which was interesting, but was still technically part of the logo and the branding kit. I'm excited to wear this.
Yeah.
Like, I think it looks dope. It's just from the shirt, the shorts, the hat, like it's when we got it in our hands today, it was this weird feeling of something that's brand new, but also felt so familiar. Like I grabbed this Duvin hat, shameless plug, our friends over at Duvin. But it's like, this feels vintage, but I know it's brand new. And is that not just the perfect encapsulation of the new logo? It's something that feels vintage. It feels like the callback to the past, but it also feels like this awesome, new, and exciting thing that we're now moving into. And I feel like a little kid right now. I'm just so thrilled that it went as well as it did. I'm thrilled with the way that it looks. And, you know, we talk about the rollout of the team, and like the overwhelming reaction has been so positive. I'm happy for the people that have put their blood, sweat, and tears into this the last few years. And I'm just so thrilled for Magic fans that we once again have a logo that we can be really proud of. And today could not have gone better from my point of view.
Yeah, and first off, we're going to get – this is a live show, so if you're watching this live, we are going to get to the chat here in a little bit. We want to hear your thoughts, and we'll get your thoughts on all the things, the stuff you like, the stuff you don't like, all that stuff. But, yeah, shout out to the team that made this happen. A lot of different things came together to make this happen. In just a moment, we're going to go through, you know, some pictures and the rollout that they did today and kind of talk about our opinions of it. But first off, credit to those who made it happen. Second off, this is, I guess, an opportunity where we can kind of talk about some of our experience with it, but also something you heard no, they didn't televise the thing today, but they've talked about it in some of the press releases that the Magic went to fans and asked for fans' opinions way back starting in 2021. This has been a 4-year process. We were some of the people that were able to do that. We were part of some focus groups way back. Again, I think it was like late 2021, early 2022, time ago, where they basically sat us down with other Magic fans and were like, hey, what do you like about our current, you know, branding, our current jerseys? What do you like about past ones? What do you think is really important? And we were able to vocalize things like pinstripes, stars, using the star as the A, all those kinds of things. And so to see the Magic value the opinion of the fans, not just, you know, just on the surface, like, oh, let's listen to them, and not. They listened and they incorporated it. And again, I'm with you. Overall, I think it's terrific. Are there some things that maybe could be tweaked a little bit, in my strange opinion? Maybe. But overall, you can't really complain too much about it. But, yeah, shout out to the Magic. The team worked really hard. Also, I don't know how, in the year of our Lord 2025, this did not leak.
Fully.
I assumed there would be some version of a leak out there, but it never happened. And so shout out to, I guess, the people that you know, were able to keep all that under wraps. It's really cool.
Yeah, like you said, going back, you know, 4 years, like that was something that we didn't really publicly talk a lot about. And it was something that, honestly, at times was a little bit difficult to kind of keep our mouths shut about it, because you would hear things like, the Magic don't care, the Magic don't listen. And we knew from firsthand experience, like, no, they're actively like seeking feedback and the fan opinion, because it seems like they're gearing up for this. And people have always asked, like, when's the rebrand coming? When's the rebrand coming? And we haven't known. We had a feeling that they were working on something, but like Cole DeVos, you know, a few members of the DeVos family spoke today at the event, but Cole DeVos specifically said, we've heard the fans, right? And that, to me, is so important, that they took the feedback from the fans, listened to what we wanted, and they executed on it. And the goal was, they didn't want to go all the way back to the original branding, and, you know, there's different reasons for that. We don't need to get into all of that, but they were looking to go back, but kind of modernize it a little bit. And we've seen different things. We've seen Reddit posts, you know, over the last couple of months and last couple of years that, oh, it's too cartoonish, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. And it makes you nervous heading into a day like this. Like, we've heard some people have seen it and they really like it, and some people have seen it and they don't really like it, and so on and so forth. And then when you see like the finished product and what made it to release, like, I don't know how you don't like it. And right. I think for what they were shooting for and really what we asked, I think they hit the mark exactly. My opinion is that it is perfect.
Yeah. And again, I think certain things can maybe be nitpicked by certain people, and I get that.
We'll talk about that,
Right,
yeah.
and I get that, and everyone has their own opinion, but I don't know how anyone can look at the whole thing, the whole finished product, and not like it. That's the part.
Right.
And I'm not saying, like, there are going to be people out there that don't like it. That's fine. I'm just saying my opinion. I
Sure.
can't see that, you know. Do we want to kind of roll through, like,
Let's
what
do
they
it.
released today, and we can talk through some of the press releases and all that fun stuff if I hit the right button. There we go. So this was the press release they dropped. Let's talk about maybe the circle logo first. We'll see. Well, let's do this first. Let's do the jerseys first. I mean, what a lineup, first off. What a trio to unveil the jerseys here. The white one here, by the way, are the shorts in this post? No, they're not. I think we'll maybe see the shorts in a later one.
We'll have to pull something up, but
yeah, the jerseys as a whole, I'm a big fan of. The white and blue are obvious, right?
Yeah.
Nod to the 90s. The blue and black, the statement edition, is a bit of an interesting one because for some people, when they first look at it, they're not connecting the two, which I think is interesting. But in case you didn't know, that is a direct correlation to the old school warm-ups from the 90s. I think I have one of our
there?
I think I pulled up one of our no, I didn't. I'll have to pull it up. We had a tweet. Let me jump away from this here while I pull this up. We had a tweet Jonathan put together that showed the two side by side, and once people see it, that's when they go, "Oh, I understand." But
we talked to some team employees today,
right,
that said the first time they saw it, they didn't totally get it, but then when it finally clicked of what it was, like, oh wow, that makes so much more sense, and now people,
right,
have really come to love it.
Here it is. So yeah, this is
that
what
tweet
this is
popping off. By the way,
it's going off. Yeah, but yeah. So this is a direct, reiteration of this, and I think once people understand that context, they're like, whoa, that's pretty sick. Which I think around the rest of the league, people are going to look at this and go, that's weird. I've never seen anything like it. But if they get the context of that, I think people will start to understand it. But your thoughts overall about this jersey lineup, the new Icon Association. Well, I got that backwards. No, I got it right. Icon Association and statement jerseys.
I mean, I've been on the record for saying that the 2018-2019 classic jerseys, that Nike with the blue pinstripes, is like the greatest jersey of all time. And I probably do still feel that way. I think these are all incredible. I love each of them, but my favorite here is actually the white.
Yeah.
It's just so clean. We haven't had a white pinstripe version, literally, I think, since we went to the Stars. Like late, early 2000s. Like, I don't think we've had a white pinstripe throwback. Like, even thinking back to the Dwight era, there was the black pinstripe, with the white. And then obviously, like, we've had the different, like, classic edition jerseys since then. But, like, since we originally went away from the white pinstripe, we haven't had that. So we're talking 25 years now since there's been a white pinstripe jersey in the Magic kind of kit. So that one's my favorite. And then both of the other two I think are fantastic, the blue and the white pinstripes. And the fact that, again, listening to fan feedback, we didn't want the wishbone collar. We didn't want the fanned out pinstripes. Perfectly vertical. It's the old school, like, U neck. Like, they just hit every single mark here. The shorts, I know we don't have that. Maybe we can pull up a photo of that in a little bit.
Picture of the shorts
but the shorts, most typically you've seen teams do the logo at the end where the seam kind of splits. At first glance, I was like, why is the logo up? It's kind of up a little bit on the side seam. It's not at the very bottom. At first, I wondered, like, why did they do that? But the more that I'm seeing it, the more that I like it. The fact that it is a little bit different from shorts that we've typically seen in the past. Like, again, I hate to keep using the word perfect, but I'm just so... I personally could not be happier with the way that all of this has gone.
Yeah. Looking at some of the logos, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So this is what they're calling the primary icon, this one up here, which, primary logo, I don't know what term, I'm not a marketing person, but, by all accounts, this is the new primary logo for the Magic, which I love, by the way. It's on my hat and your shorts and all that kind of stuff. Looks great. This global logo is interesting. So I do know this, a global logo is something that includes the name of your company or entity or whatever it is. And so that's why it's called the global logo here. So it's got the Orlando Magic word mark. This is what's at center court right now, on the new court that they unveiled today. But this is where it's interesting. We have, for the first time, a third Magic logo. They talked about that at the event today. We've never had a third logo. This is kind of cool.
I love it.
I kind of like it.
I really like
When
it.
I first saw it, I wasn't sure, but the more I look at it, I'm like, this is cool. It incorporates, the star that we love, the blue basketball. It's got a little bit of like a contrail on the bottom. I think that's cool. Looking at the word marks here, here's it stacked, here's it horizontal, and this court. What I have to say about this court, Jonathan, you'll see it in pictures. If you're going to that event later today from 3 to 8, you're going to be able to see the court in person. When you see it in person, or maybe when you see it on TV, that blue is electric. We talked about it a little bit. The blue is a new shade of blue. I pulled up one of and we'll go through some. Here we go. So this post that the Magic did, where they went through the different logos and stuff, they also showed at the very bottom the difference in the color. This is the old color, which is just like a weak, meh blue.
Yeah.
This new one is electric, and the court shows that. Like, it pops. That blue is crazy. It's going to be very interesting to see on TV, but yeah, seeing it in person, it's really, really cool. So, yeah, this is how the team unveiled it at exactly 10 a.m. It's already got 2.2 million views, by the way. I thought I already favorited that, but let me favorite that. Or like it, I guess, is what it is. Yeah, so rolling this out was great. The lineup of merch that's available right now is awesome. That's only going to grow between now and the start of the season. Obviously, places like Rockham as well selling stuff. Yeah, this is the court we just talked about. This is the picture from up above. I guess you can see in pictures. It is a different shade of blue for sure. This is the one we just looked at with the logos. Here's Franz doing his celly in the blue. I mean, that's amazing. I've got this is the black. Oh wait, were the shorts on here? No, they're not. Here's the statement shorts.
Dude,
look at these, folks.
So good.
That is look how big that logo is. It looks sick. It looks really, really cool. I can't wait to see the players in those. Let's see. And yeah, I also love the waistbands of all the shorts.
Yeah.
Like this one has the Orlando word mark. The other ones have the
primary icon.
The new primary icon. So this is some of the detailing on the jerseys there.
Which, by the way, if you're listening to this on audio,
this
is definitely an episode best suited for YouTube.
For sure.
You've probably seen all of this at the point that we're talking about it, but
right.
Yeah, just going through this,
some
man.
Close-ups of this, and again, there's the waistband of the
so
shorts.
Good.
Yeah, I think there's a separate post with the shorts. Yeah, these are the white shorts. I mean, they're just so clean, so sick.
The one thing that we've heard a lot is that some people don't love the kind of the statement jersey, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're going to do the throwback jacket, just make it a warm-up jacket, whatever. And then the other thing that I have seen a lot is the Orlando font on the icon on the blue jersey, because it does look a little bit smaller. Could they have done something different with the size? I suppose maybe they could have. But I think just for the uniformity, like keeping the same font, and if you're not in love with the font, I kind of understand. Again, they didn't want to and perhaps couldn't go back to the old, Orlando font. But this is such a step up from what we've had, and maybe they could have taken like a bolder chance on the font, but then you run the risk of it just being absolutely terrible. So maybe this is a little bit of a safer bet, but I personally really like it. And the funny thing is, last summer, I think it was, maybe it was right before the season started, when they came out with the Make It Magic, branding and everything like that. We saw the star and we saw the font. They gave us a little sneak peek into the rebrand almost a year prior. So just like a nice little Easter egg there. And from top to bottom, just love the way that they did the rollout. So we got the invitation to the event today at Kia. And when you walk in, they had all of these different like visual cues and different displays, kind of giving a nod to previous Magic eras. Like there was one where it was all of the the ball and old star logo and all the type of gear there. And then they had another visual display, which again a lot of you will see if you attend the event later today, where they have they had the Palo Airs, they had a lot of the Shaq, all of the old pennies like hanging in this really cool looking display. And just the perfect that's just, if you could describe this rebrand, it's a nod to the past with a modernized feel.
Yeah.
And they just executed it flawlessly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's really, really cool. Maybe let's go to the chat for a little bit. We've been yapping long enough. Let's see what some of our friends in the chat. By the way, good to have a lot of you back with us. We do this all the time during the regular season, these live shows, and so to be able to do a live one in the off season is always fun. Our friend Ty Mr. TV kicks us off, says, "Bruh, not sure how to feel. The font has to grow on me a little. It's plain, but the black and blue jersey, take my money." Here's what I want to say about the font. Okay, let me go back to this and show what I'm trying to get at. One of the big talking points about this whole rebrand was obviously going to be, the jerseys, the font, all this kind of stuff. One of the bigger talking points was going to be the number font. You remember with the Shaq jersey unveiling, we saw them use the old number font, the font that most people don't love for the numbers, and there was a lot of fear that that was a little sneak peek at what this could look like. Look at it. It's not. It's something totally different. We've never had a number font like this before. I am beyond grateful about that.
Yeah.
Like, I think this number font is great. I love it. You can talk about the Orlando word mark, the Magic word mark, all that kind of stuff. I think the number font itself is really good and certainly an upgrade from what we had before. And so I think that's really important to point out. We didn't mention that yet. But, yeah, nice to see you again, Ty. Let's see. Who's this? Luke, Sylvia. Just kidding. Parking in the Taco Bell parking lot, eating chips and cheese, and drinking a Baja Blast to hear my boys. So there you go.
Guy with kidney stones.
Yeah,
drinking Baja Blast.
Watch
never
kidney stones,
learns.
brother. Come on. Come on. Seth Berry says, low-key, don't know how I feel about the logo. Again, some of this stuff's going to take time to grow on people, and I totally get that. But I still feel like it's an upgrade. But we'll see. Kevin says, everything about this is amazing. Love that. Jesus says, let's go. Rise and Shine says, not a fan. They could have gone a more creative route. I mean, that's a thing. If you weren't a fan of bringing back the old look and you wanted the Magic to go in a totally different direction, I can understand if maybe you're disappointed. Because you're right. In some ways, it's not creative because they weren't trying something totally new. They were just trying to reinvent and refresh what was old and what they could, do with that. And so if you wanted something totally new, I can understand. Jalen Lawson says, the blue unis are cold, though. Kevin says, can't wait to see Simons in that blue and black jersey. That's pretty funny. We'll see. Rise and Shine says, I hope the city editions aren't butchered. Yeah, there was no mention of the cities today. We have heard rumblings across that the whole NBA, the entire NBA, is doing reimagined versions of old city edition jerseys. So we'll see what that could look like if that's true in the Magic's context.
The thing that I've come to realize about the city edition jerseys is that Nike has so much kind of input on that, I guess.
Yeah.
So that one, I was apprehensive for today. I was nervous about today to see, like, okay, well, we don't love what we had, but like maybe something else could be worse. Who knows? The city edition jerseys, I'm still nervous. Like, maybe we should give more faith to the organization for the way that they executed this. But again, because we have seen Nike, like the anthracite gray, like that was we know that was Nike was doing that across the league. So I share your, if
it'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, and Nike does have their hands in a lot of the city edition stuff. I missed a super chat. Oh, it's Sam. Our friend Sam says, feel like I'm one of the only ones who actually loves the Blues. I think once we see all three of them on the court, everyone is going to see the vision. W job. I agree.
I still love the Blues.
First off, thanks for the super chat, Sam. The blue is great, and I think, like, again, with the bright blue of the court, with the bright blue of the jerseys, it's going to be like, it's going to pop. It's going to be pretty wild. Colin says, I actually think they are kind of dope, an homage to the past. Or homage to the past. Is this the foreshadowing of the retirement of Penny and T-Mac numbers?
I hope so.
We'll see. Rome says Magic nailed the rebrand. Clammy says this is what the people wanted. Rome says the fellas knew all along. The real Magic insiders. Oh, he's talking about us. Okay. Marcus says happy with it, but Jonathan, how was the reveal perfect for the fans if it was invite only and no live stream? Fair question. I thought, honestly, as someone who sat in the room and watched the live event, but also had notifications on my phone, it was surprising. The people on Twitter got the rebrand unveiling before the people at the event. They launched it on Twitter right at 10 a.m. It must have been a scheduled post, and then a bunch of tweets thereafter. The event for us didn't start till 5, 10 after maybe. Yeah, I mean, and then they went through a whole spiel, all good stuff, but, talking about the process, and then they started with the logo. They showed the logo. Then they showed the jerseys, and Kenny and Tristan came out and all that kind of stuff. It was a more long, drawn-out thing. Should it have been streamed? Maybe. I think that's fair. But I actually think the rollout on Twitter was much more concise and quick and boom, boom, boom,
Right.
boom.
That's kind of more of what I was alluding to, and I think that might be a fair criticism that
Sure.
this wasn't something that was live streamed. Definitely would have liked that for the fans, but yeah, more what I was trying to refer to was like the Twitter and the social media rollout, which we all know that the Magic social media team always kills. But yeah, fair criticism.
Yep. Swordfish says the threads are lit, but the logo is not it. I
disagree.
It depends. It depends. Swordfish follows up. He says, I don't like circular logos. They look so plain. So, yeah, I think in some Magic fans, and maybe even some to myself, the two logos, I think, hit me in different ways. The circular logo, I'll go back and pull that up. The circular logo, which is that global logo, of the two, it's probably my least favorite.
Where is it ranked for you of the three?
Of the three.
Of the three, the circular is my least favorite. However, I still really like it. I just absolutely love the others.
Right. The primary icon, though, for me, this one that's on my hat, I think is a home run. I think it's great. I love it. I can't wait to wear it everywhere. At the event today, I bought a little car decal. I'm putting it on my car. Like, it's so sick. The global logo, the circular one, in a vacuum, again, it's probably my least favorite. I will say, though, I liked it on the court more than I thought. Like, if I see it here, but then I see it on the court, the reason why is the OG original Orlando Magic court, the circle was black. And so seeing a black circle on the Magic's home court again, that was kind of cool. Kind of nostalgic. I don't know if they meant to do that, if that was part of their thinking. I do like it from that standpoint, but I do agree it as by itself is probably my least favorite. But the primary icon for me is such a home run.
I also do think that there's also some like future planning, right? Like, I think a lot of people have made the point that the court might look better with the primary icon in the middle instead. Yeah. And we know, hopefully, we're going to have this logo for the next 15 to 20 plus years. Okay. At some point, do we get tired of this logo, you think? I mean, those human beings, at some point we suck and we just probably won't be content at some point. But for now, again, 15, 20 years, there is going to be another version of the court, and the next iteration of that, just it makes sense for that to be the primary icon. And I think a lot of people will say, this is so much better. Why didn't they do this at the start? Versus if you go the other way, where you do the primary icon now and then you change it to the global logo later on, people will say, I don't like this as much.
Right.
So I think maybe there's some future planning there already.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about the past few years in the NBA, not just the Magic, but the NBA as a whole. There's so many different courts that happen. I am sure we're going to have one that has the primary icon at center court. But then to your question, are we ever going to get tired of this? Well,
I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, we say that, but that's kind of the history of this franchise, We have a look, we change it in the late 90s. We have a look, we change it in the late 2000s. We have a look, we change it, So everything's cyclical. We'll see what happens. We got to fly through some of these a little faster. Luch LMP says, see y'all boys at Kia. Let's go. We'll see you there. Carlos says, I was expecting the worst, but they honestly did great. Just need to do something about the spacing of the font of the blue jersey. Looks very awkward. Yeah, that is something that some people have talked about. I think I can pull it up over here. Have talked about right here. Have talked about is the size with the Orlando versus the size of the number, and I get that, but you do want. I don't want to go back to ORL on the front of the shirts, so you have to do something, to make it all work. And I think it's okay. I think it's maybe a fair point to make, but I think the way it looks, especially in person, I think it looks fine. Let's. I'm gonna skip through some of these. We have a lot of these. By the way, 130 people hanging out with us at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Don't y'all have jobs?
Yeah, with zero notice. By the way, obviously this was a very rushed event as far as publicly speaking. They wanted to keep it under wraps and unveil everything super fast. Cree says, enjoying the new logo, just nitpicking. I wish it had a few more stars at the end of the logo. That's fair. Like the OG old school logo had a bunch of tiny little stars going across the back. Damage says, we'll be able to watch this later. Yes, absolutely. It's going to stay right here on YouTube. You can watch it later. Absolutely no problem yet. Rome says, all the jerseys go hard. The new logo is way better than the last, but still growing on me.
That's
I
fair.
Agree. Yep. Esteban says, put that new star into the classic Orlando script and everything would be perfect. Yeah, again, we talked about it a little bit, but the OG original Orlando Magic font and logo and script and all that kind of stuff just not able to be used here. Let's see. Oh, we got some trolls here. Cool. Are these Celtics fans coming back? Do they have our notifications on so when we go
must.
live?
Welcome back, boys. Hey, you see this couch?
Yeah.
Y'all are on it with us.
Yeah,
Welcome.
you're with us. And hey, thanks for the views. Appreciate it, you clowns. Gotham Grail says, peace and blessings, fam. There you go. Shannon says, love the statement jersey. Yeah, I do too. Again, if you have the context of what it represents, I think it's. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, Samuel says, I love the statement jersey. Don't know what people are thinking. Yeah.
Quick shout out to our boy, Tony Quinn, who designed this shirt right here. The puff print, very clean.
Oh, it's a Cavs. There's a Cavs fan here, too. Ohio. Cool. Yeah, you can get out of here. All right. Jesus says, love it so much. Amelia says, is that white hat the Duvin collab? And do you know if fans can purchase that one today at the 3 p.m. event? Yes.
Sure can.
Duvin already has hats, shirts available for purchase. They will be there from 3 to 8 p.m. I have no idea what their inventory is like. I really don't. I don't know how much they have. I hope there's enough for everyone. But
there's a couple things that were there today that by the time I got to the rec, didn't have my size.
Right.
They have to have.
Oh, they have more. I know they have more in the back. I know they have more, but I just don't know how much more they have. Migzors.
Michael Orlando. What is up, my brother?
Wow, it's been a while. Yeah, good to see you, man. It says, boys, I think the font bothers people a lot because we're used to the old style on the same exact jersey. Sure. Everything is well done, though. 10 out of 10 rebrand.
Totally agree.
And again, like,
I think it's going to grow on people. The people that don't like it, I think give them a week with it, and I think people are going to arrive close to where we are.
Yeah, and again, I'm the kind of guy where I can love it all I want. I'm never going to fully love it or fully hate it until I see it in action. Sure. Like, this is not going to be finalized for me, and I think for a lot of Magic fans till October. We see it on the court, see it in action. That's when we know. We're going to know whether you like it or not. Jay Curve says, happy to see you guys involved. Yeah, very happy to be involved.
Very grateful.
Really, really cool.
Not possible without you all, by the way.
Yep.
I mean, I know I posted that earlier, but, like, never could have convinced me years ago that we'd ever be able to be involved in something like this. So just super, super grateful to you all today.
Yeah. Duval says, rebrand is a sign of a new beginning. Hey, we've talked about this before. Shaq and Penny had a look. T-Mac had a look. Dwight had a look. Powell and Franz needed their own look, and this is it. And what a look it is, man. What a look. Jameen says, circle logos seem to be the new fad, but I think the Magic has the best one. It is good. And I like that it's not just a circle. The fact that the stars come out of it, I think is a win for sure. Joseph says, it's grown on me like the cordyceps fungus from Last of Us. Oh, boy.
Interesting.
I've never seen that show.
Clickers.
I hear it's great, but...
well, dude, the game is where it's at.
Well, yeah.
The game is where it's at.
Jesus says, we need wallpapers. Yeah, facts. I'm sure they're working on wallpapers.
Truth.
I'm sure they're working on it. OMB says, where's the rebrand? Go to Magic Twitter. You'll see it there. Twitter.com/Orlando Magic, I think, is Jesus says, where do you RSVP? Go to the Magic app. If he's referring to the public event that goes from 3 to 8 p.m. today at Kia Center. If you want to go, even if you don't want to buy anything, just go. Like, you can go see the court.
It's worth it. Yeah, even if you just want to go and...
You can see the jerseys in person. They're not for sale, but they have them in displays, so you can see them. It's worth it.
You can also pre-order...
You can pre-order.
The association and the icon, the white and the blue, through the Magic app.
Right. Yep, also can do that. Let's see. Peyton says, wife was there, had never seen what you guys look like, and she said there were 2 guys who ended up in the background of her on-court pic. It was you guys. That's what she had, a real Smalls Great Bambino moment. That's hilarious. Wow, incredible. That's really funny. Yeah, we got some back and forth with the Cavs.
Sorry if we were in the background of your photo and you didn't want us there.
Sorry for ruining
Appreciate
it.
that. Yeah,
ruining it. Gear 95 Shred says, they say when the merch will be available outside. Okay, outside the event today. As we were leaving, we peeked through the window of the team shop. They had already started switching stuff. So it sounds like during normal team shop hours, which I believe last I saw was like 11 to 4 most days, except for event days. Don't quote me on that. Go check it. But it looks like starting tomorrow, 11 to 4, is going to be an opportunity to go to the team shop and buy stuff if you can't make it to the event today. Oh, we haven't talked about, well, we did mention a little bit, but the Jeff Hamilton jacket.
So clean.
A couple things with this.
Too rich for my blood.
It looks amazing. There are only 75 of them that were made.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I feel like the last one, it was way more, like 100 or
Think
200
so.
or 500 or something like that. 75 of these, or maybe it was 50. I don't know. Whatever. There's only 75. I'll just warn you, though, just to save you from the sticker shock when you get there, it is $700.
Yeah.
We did not buy one.
Did not.
That's for sure.
Would have loved to. Look, if you're down on your luck in a few years and you want to get rid of it for half the price,
Yeah.
you call me.
Yeah.
Deal.
But hey, if you have the means to drop $700 on a jacket, and again, number one, it's sick. Number two, it's going to be a collector's item. Like
100%.
That's something that, again, only 75 of them.
That's something you give to your grandchildren.
Right. Only 75, and it's just such a special moment because, I believe we're going to win championships in these jerseys. And if you can, look back and say, hey, the day these jerseys dropped, I bought this jacket. There's only 75. All that's great. I just can't spend $700.
When we win a championship on that floor, we can say we were able to step on it the day that it was unveiled.
That's true.
Just very grateful.
Yep. Very, very cool stuff. So let's see. We're pretty much down to the end.
As we start winding down here, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Kevin, what would you grade our current logo and jerseys?
Oh my gosh. If you watched the last episode, you know. Yeah.
A++.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Again, there's a couple things that. But here's the thing: when I say there's a couple things that
It's
I could
the smallest.
Yes, but what I'm saying is there's a couple things I can nitpick, but I can't tell you how I would have done it better.
Correct.
That's the thing. Like there are a couple things. Again, like I said, the circle logo. But what would I have done different? I don't know. I don't know what I would have done different.
Let's do. All right. Real lightning round here. Primary logo.
Oh,
primary icon.
A+.
Global logo.
A-.
What is it? The secondary. What's that other one called?
I don't remember I don't remember what they called it.
All right.
Something
the
new.
Meteor logo.
Meteor. That's a cool way to put it. Yeah. A- as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Statement jersey.
Statement is the black. A+ for me.
Association.
The white. A+.
Icon.
A.
The blue is with the A. You're just a little nitpicking the font, but again, we don't know how we would change it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's where I am.
That's great.
Like
this merch. By the way, we should talk about 1989 or 89.
Oh yeah.
Before we go,
Do we have anything over here? I'll go.
This
is.
Okay.
Correct.
So the Magic also announced something I had no idea. It's gonna be there you go. They launched their own apparel line called 89, and this is stuff designed, I believe, all in-house. Like you mentioned, Tony Huynh designed that one. Some of the other creative people on staff there designed these things. It's cool. Like it's in my bag. There's another shirt. They have a whole line of in-house 89 apparel, which I'd never heard of that before. It was really cool. They rolled it out. So the fact that they're broadening things, right? Like obviously we have the Lululemon, the Nike, the Duvin, all that kind of stuff. But to do some stuff in-house with our people that get the Magic fan base more than anybody, it's really cool. So that also is available at the event today. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. A basketball-related thing. Kenny, KCP, and Tristan Da Silva were there. As part of the unveiling, they walked out in 2 of the 3 jerseys. Kendra was there asking the questions. Not, I think, super noteworthy, except Tristan said he's getting ready for Summer League. So that confirms that he's going to go to Summer League. That's a thing. We assumed it, but didn't know for sure. So we got the confirmation of that. But yeah, outside of that, talking about some other people that were there. Coach Mosley was there. Jeff Weltman was there. Anthony Parker was there. Obviously, Alex Martins was there.
Nick Anderson.
Bo Outlaw was there.
The DeVos family.
Yep, DeVos family was there. I mean, yeah, pretty much everyone, outside of a lot of the players, which, this is their off season, right?
I don't want to be the guy.
What?
There were a few Magic legends that were part of the rollout.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about
Penny.
that. Yeah.
Dwight.
And?
T-Mac.
Yeah.
And? Do you recall seeing one Shaquille O'Neal anywhere? Because I don't.
No, he wasn't on it.
Interesting.
He wasn't on it.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Noticing,
yeah. But no, that was very cool to see Penny on official Magic stuff.
Yep.
They showed the video. It looked like a FaceTime, I guess, with T-Mac.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool. Yeah, really cool to bring those guys back.
And then shared the video of Dwight, I guess, the night
where
they inducted it into the Magic Hall of Fame, showing him the new branding and everything. And then seeing the videos of the players, which if you haven't already scoured across the Orlando Magic social media pages, go do that. But they also posted a video of like Franz, Paolo, Jalen, some of the other guys reacting to seeing the jerseys for the first time. And like seeing them be, authentically and genuinely happy and excited was really cool to see as well.
Yeah. There's a couple more chats I want to get to really fast. I know we said we're going to wrap it up, but I'm having too much fun. Look at this. Jacob G says, rest in peace, iconic Comet Ball. I think this is a good point. I think we need to take a moment and share.
Pour one out?
Yeah, pour one out. This is a great point. Think of all the memories, that iconic Comet Ball. What year was it when we brought that? Like 2000-something, I mean, think of all the things. And we talk about Dwight. That was the logo Dwight had. A lot of T-Max era, maybe all of T-Max era was with that logo. I can't remember what year we rolled it out. Just the legends, the Turk, Rashard, Jameer era, the beginning of the Powell and Franz era. A lot of really special things. As by itself, we talk about it. I don't hate the Comet Ball. I think it's special. It's cool. The current word mark, not my favorite, but the ball itself. So you're right. I think that's a great point, Jacob. Hey, salute.
So 2001.
2001, yeah. Salute to the iconic Comet Ball.
24 years.
24 years of that logo. I think that's a great point. Appreciate your service, Comet Ball, but now it's retro. So all of our Magic stuff with the Comet Ball is now retro.
It's kind of it's a good thing, and it's a bit of a problem that everything that is in my closet right now isn't the logo anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, lots of love for the rebrand. A couple people, like I said, it's not for everybody, and that's okay. There's going to be people that love it, people that don't love it. Let's see. Very cool. Anything else you want to talk about from this day today?
Man, first of all, no episode on Thursday.
Yeah, this is our second episode for the week. So.
Right. So we'll be back Monday, probably with more thoughts.
For sure.
But no, I really think that's it, man. Just super happy, super grateful, thrilled with the way that everything went.
Yeah.
And I'm just pumped to be able to wear this and be like, man, one, I'm always proud to rock my team.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's something that I feel more comfortable and I feel like just it looks better to wear.
Yeah.
That might be a silly thing to be excited about, but I'm more proud to wear Magic gear with this new logo than I was previously.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this has been super fun. Rain's starting to come down, so before it gets too loud in here, I guess we wrap it up. But hey, if you're going to be there, we'll be there, like I said, for the first hour or so.
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going to stay longer or not. I know you're staying just for the hour so you can get home. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this has been a good time.
All right, hope y'all love it. If you're watching this later on, would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow us all across social media platforms, all that kind of good stuff. But that is going to do it for this one. A new era, new logo, new look for the Orlando Magic. But for Kevin Tucker, this has been Jonathan Osborne. You all have been listening to The Sixth Man Show, and we will catch you guys next time.
See ya!
Thanks for listening to The Sixth Man Show. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and Spotify to get new episodes downloaded directly to your phone. If you enjoyed the show, please take a minute to give us a 5-star rating and a review. It helps out the show a lot. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sixth Man Show. We'll catch you guys next time. Go Magic!